I caught my husband cheating, then found his murder weapon. Yesterday, I thought the worst thing in my life was catching my husband cheating. Today, I found a blood-stained knife hidden in our bedroom. And now I'm starting to wonder, am I sleeping next to a killer? We'd been married for 7 years. To outsiders, our life looked perfect. A cute house, decent jobs, Sunday brunches with friends. But over the last 2 months, something shifted. My husband, Adam, started working late, almost every night. He'd come home smelling faintly of perfume. His phone, once left lying around, was now glued to him 24/7. One night, while folding laundry, I found a shirt in the hamper with a faint reddish-brown stain. I asked him about it. He laughed it off, tomato sauce from lunch. But something in his eyes made me think he was lying. I decided to find out for myself. Last Friday, Adam told me he was staying late to finish a project. Instead, I drove to his office parking lot and waited. My hand shook as I watched him walk out, not alone, but with a woman. She had her arm looped through his, smiling like they'd known each other for years. They didn't head toward his car. They walked across the street into a cheap motel. My vision blurred with tears. I waited an hour. When they came out, she looked scared. Not embarrassed, scared. She glanced over her shoulder like someone might be following her. I confronted Adam that night. He didn't deny it. He just said, "It's not what you think," which made no sense at all. Then 2 days later, there was a note slipped under our front door. No envelope, no signature, just 4 words, "Get out." Before it's too late, my stomach dropped. That night, I couldn't sleep. Adam had fallen asleep on the couch, so I decided to finally check the locked drawer in his home office. Inside, wrapped in a dish towel, was a large kitchen knife. The blade was covered in dark stains, dried blood. My heart pounded so hard I thought I might faint. I didn't go to the police immediately. Instead, I turned on the TV and froze. The local news was covering the murder of a man named Victor Hale, a wealthy real estate developer, and someone Adam used to work for. The cause of death: multiple stab wounds. Police had no suspect. But I knew. I did some digging into Victor Hale. Turns out, he wasn't just a businessman. He was allegedly connected to a massive money laundering and human trafficking ring. And my husband? He was his operations manager for 3 years before quitting. Or so I thought. I tracked down the woman I'd seen with Adam. Her name was Claire. When I told her who I was, she looked terrified, begged me not to say her name again. Then she whispered, "Adam's trying to take them down. If they know you're involved, you'll both be dead." Before I could ask more, she walked away fast. That night, Adam finally told me the truth. Yes, he'd been seeing Claire. But it wasn't an affair, it was a cover. Claire was his contact in the FBI. They were gathering evidence against Hale's organization. The knife? It belonged to one of Hale's enforcers. Adam had taken it after a fight to keep it from being used again. But there was a problem. Hale's people thought Adam had gone rogue. They were watching us. 2 nights later, someone broke into our house. We barely escaped through the back door. That was when Adam called the police, not the local cops, but a federal task force. The FBI staged a sting operation. Adam and I acted as bait. We met one of Hale's top lieutenants in a parking garage at midnight, wearing a wire. Every word was recorded, every threat, every confession. Within hours, the FBI raided multiple locations, arresting over a dozen people. Hale was charged with murder, racketeering, and dozens of other crimes. Adam testified against him. Claire entered witness protection, and me. I had to decide whether to forgive my husband for the lies. In the end, I did. Not because what he did was okay, but because I understood why. We moved to another city, trying to start over. Life finally felt normal again. Until last night, I woke up to the sound of footsteps outside our bedroom door. When I checked, there was a note on the floor. "We know where you are." Have you ever suspected someone you loved of something terrible? Would you follow your gut or pretend it wasn't there? Sometimes the people closest to you hide the darkest secrets. If you want more stories like this, hit subscribe and watch the full cinematic series.